A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, these sci-fi epics duked it out.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and in this installment of Versus, we'll be pitting the original installment of George Lucas's iconic space opera against the 2015 installment to see which is strongest with the Force.
It wasn't all bad, was it?
Huh?
Some of it was good.
Pretty good.
We're evaluating a wide range of categories to determine the superior film,
May the Force be with you.
taking specific cinematic aspects into account for each round.
You're making a big mistake.
Do it.
Round 1. Heroes.
Who is this? What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway.
Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo. These three names alone are immediately recognizable to anyone, even if they haven't seen Star Wars. Luke is our protagonist, discovering his Force powers and becoming a vital member of the Rebel Alliance, while Leia is the princess of the fallen planet Alderaan, and Han is an outlaw who's reluctantly brought into the galactic civil war.
What the hell are you doing?
Somebody has to save our skins. Into the garbage, you flyboy!
Besides the three protagonists in A New Hope, we're treated to many equally memorable side characters, such as the lovable Wookiee Chewbacca, quirky robots R2-D2 and C-3PO, and the legendary Jedi mentor Obi-Wan Kenobi. Audiences quickly fell in love with these heroes, and they all remain pop culture icons.
Use the Force, Luke.
More recently, The Force Awakens introduced a new generation of heroes, each one echoing those from the original, but with their own distinct characteristics.
So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first?
Rey is the film's primary heroine, a scavenger who possesses the Force, and whose parentage is a mystery. Finn, a stormtrooper who defects after his first mission, and Poe Dameron, the best fighter pilot the Resistance has to offer, help her on her journey. We're also introduced to a Yoda-esque alien named Maz Kanata.
Hey, Maz.
Where's my boyfriend?
Chewie's working on the Falcon.
Of course, returning are Han and Leia, though Luke also comes back briefly, very briefly. These new characters have also made a huge impact on pop culture in the short time since the film's debut, helping the franchise get back on its feet and inspiring countless fan theories regarding their origins. The heroes are certainly among the best parts of both movies, but the edge here has to go to A New Hope, since they provided the archetype for their successors, and we've yet to see if Rey, Finn, and Poe will stand the test of time quite as successfully.
You're a good man, Finn.
Poe, I need your help.
Winner, A New Hope. Round 2. Villains. Now for the dark side of the cast. In A New Hope, the Rebel Alliance is opposed by the evil Galactic Empire, which is a violent, fascist dictatorship that plans to destroy planets who oppose them with their superweapon, the Death Star. While some of the original trilogy's villains don't show up until the sequel, we're still introduced to the franchise's, and possibly even cinema's quintessential bad guy, Darth Vader, voiced to perfection with malicious authority by James Earl Jones.
Where are those transmissions you intercepted? What have you done with those plans?
Though less memorable, Grand Moff Tarkin was the commander of the Death Star, with an indelible malevolent presence.
Enough of this. Vader, release him.
As you wish.
Also present are the Stormtroopers, soldiers of the Empire, who admittedly aren't that intimidating due to their poor aim.
It's them. Blast them.
More recently, the moniker of Big Bad was taken on by Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens. Originally known as Ben Solo, he's the son of Han and Leia and the grandson of Anakin Skywalker, also known as Darth Vader, whom he admires and wishes to avenge. He's a powerful commander of the First Order, a second wave of the Galactic Empire, and a master of the mysterious Knights of Ren.
And I will finish what you started.
Despite his upbringing and Jedi training from his uncle Luke, he was seduced to the dark side by Supreme Leader Snoke, a mysterious and threatening figure who leads the Order.
Returns.
The new Jedi will rise.
Their underlings include the ruthless General Hux and the imposing Captain Phasma, leader of the Stormtroopers.
FN-2187. Submit your blaster for inspection.
Yes, Captain.
While The Force Awakens features quite a few memorable villains, we have to choose quality over quantity for this one. And no amount of evildoers can top the master of the Force Choke, Darth Vader.
I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan.
Winner, A New Hope. Round 3, Acting.
Very bad feeling about this.
The late Sir Alec Guinness received an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor for his compelling performance as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Let me see your identification.
You don't need to see his identification.
We don't need to see his identification.
As previously mentioned, James Earl Jones' powerful vocal performance as Darth Vader is a big part of what made the character so menacing and so memorable.
The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Besides these two, and Harrison Ford as Han, the cast was made up mostly of unknown actors, like Mark Hamill as Luke and Carrie Fisher as Leia. While it's hard to imagine any other actors playing these roles, that isn't to say the acting was perfect. The acting in A New Hope may not have been its crowning jewel, but that doesn't take away from its legacy.
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
With a much larger budget and huge brand recognition behind him, J.J. Abrams was able to assemble a prestigious all-star cast that included Oscar nominees Lupita Nyong'o and Max von Sydow as Maz Kanata and Lor San Tekka, respectively.
I've traveled too far and seen too much to ignore the despair in the galaxy.
Cast as the villain, Emmy nominee Adam Driver makes Kylo Ren both frightening and vulnerable.
You need a teacher! I could show you the ways of the Force!
Our main trio is made up of relative newcomers Daisy Ridley and John Boyega as Rey and Finn, with Golden Globe winner Oscar Isaac as Poe.
I'm Poe Dameron. Good to meet you, Poe. Good to meet you too, Finn.
While awards and star status don't necessarily make someone a great actor, these performers are all really at the top of their game here, creating deeper, more complex characters that are tailored for a modern audience.
You're afraid that you will never be as strong as Darth Vader.
A New Hope has definitely had the edge so far, but it's not difficult to award this round to the astounding cast of The Force Awakens. Winner, The Force Awakens.
Did you see that?
Round 4, Action. George Lucas is regarded as an absolute visionary for his work on A New Hope, and a large part of that is due to the revolutionary practical effects. Never before had fantastical space battles been portrayed quite so realistically, nor had audiences seen a weapon as badass as a lightsaber. The fatal battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader has gone down in film history as an epic moment charged with pathos. And the nail-biting assault on the Death Star is one of the most climactic moments in the history of the galaxy.
Thanks, Wedge.
It's unfortunate, though, that many of these moments have been watered down by Lucas's insistence on replacing his revolutionary effects with some less impressive late 90s CGI that really removes the viewers from the experience. Once again, having a budget of over $300 million was certainly helpful in providing viewers in 2015 with a similarly awe-inspiring experience when it came to the action scenes in The Force Awakens. While there's definitely a lot of CGI in the film, Abrams went to great lengths to include practical effects in the action. There are plenty of jaw-dropping action sequences throughout, both in ships and on the ground. However, the most intense white-knuckle sequence comes at the film's climax, when Finn and Rey both take on Kylo Ren. The editing and fight choreography work together to create a breathtaking scene. And admit it, when Rey summoned Luke's lightsaber, it gave you chills. Between them, there are some absolutely fantastic action sequences, but the more modern entry makes for much more complex, tighter, and more visually stunning sequences. Winner, The Force Awakens.
Nice job!
I'm getting pretty good at this.
Round 5. Locations and worlds.
I didn't know there was this much green in the whole galaxy.
The galaxy far, far away is undoubtedly vast and beautiful. In A New Hope, we see the Skywalker's desert home planet of Tatooine and Yavin 4, a moon filled with lush rainforests. We also visit Mos Eisley, a spaceport filled with some shady characters and a cantina where Han definitely shot first. And of course, we have the Republic base, which doubles as a weapon, the Death Star. The filmmakers went to great lengths to bring life to these locations with as few resources as possible, and they were undeniably successful, creating the beginnings of what would later grow into a lively, expansive universe with exquisite attention to detail that brings the audience right into that galaxy. Meanwhile, The Force Awakens introduces us to Jakku, Rey's home planet, home to a ship graveyard, as well as Dakar, where General Leia's resistance base is located. We also get to see Hosnian Prime for about 5 seconds before it's destroyed. The most beautiful world seen in the 7th film, however, is likely Ahch-To, where Rey finally finds Luke, but again, it's only seen briefly. Takodana is where Maz Kanata's castle is located, and of course, there's Starkiller Base, where Kylo Ren and his Order plot the downfall of the Resistance.
The end of a regime that acquiesces to disorder.
There are certainly a large number of worlds, though they may be somewhat derivative of other planets in the canon. Although, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Where'd you get this ship?
Nima Outpost.
Jakku? That junkyard?
Thank you.
Once again, The Force Awakens' budget may give the newer movie a leg up in the quantity of locations, but we have to choose the magical, more unique environments showcased in the classic that started it all. Winner, A New Hope. It looks like there truly is no beating the original, with A New Hope edging its little sibling with a score of 3-2.
How did we get into this mess?
Did we pick the right Star Wars? Be sure to debate it in the comments. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to WatchMojo.com for more entertaining versus battles.
Lieutenant, get back to your station!
Just look! We won't survive! Even Hux is gone!